But the most stunning and the most kind of dangerous impact of meat eating is the impact on air or on atmosphere. It is in terms of global warming, which is now happening, and the associated climate change, which is happening. This is the most kind of serious issue which faces all humanity today. More and more meat production entails enormous amount of carbon footprint. So it is not that meat had higher amount of water footprint, it also has higher amount of carbon footprint. And meat production threatens the very existence of life on this planet. It's primarily because of global warming happening because of excessive amount of carbon locked inside the meat. It's a very, very unprecedented kind of situation in human history. In human history, we are used to having situations where water was a factor, it was a stressful situation, water shortages were there. But this is a new kind of situation which humanity has not seen earlier. And global warming and climate changes are therefore most talked about subjects in the entire West, although they are not so popular in the East. We are still busy with other things. But in the West, this has become most talked about kind of situation. And if you see this diagram here, it tells you as to what is happening in this. There's a solar radiation which is coming to the earth, a part of that is reflected, a part is of this heat which is absorbed is actually radiated back into the atmosphere, but there is a thin layer of gases which doesn't allow this heat to escape, because if all the heat had escaped, we would be frozen to death. So we are lucky that this greenhouse effect is there on this earth, and that is what has kind of nurtured life on this planet. So without this greenhouse effect, we would be nowhere, and we won't be there. Life will not be able to survive. But now what is happening is there are excess molecules of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. And therefore, this layer is becoming thicker, it's becoming denser, it's becoming kind of more and more dangerous in the sense that it is now absorbing and then radiating back the long wave radiations into all directions. And therefore, we are getting heated. So it's a kind of a situation in which you are placed in a car and you close all the glasses and the car becomes extremely hot. So it's that kind of situation which is taking place on this planet. The typical culprits are carbon dioxide, sulfur hexafluoride, methane, nitrous oxide, water. In fact, carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide are most kind of talked about. And if you see their concentrations here on this graph, you would find out that CO2 concentrations, methane concentrations and nitrous oxide, all of them have risen soon after the industrial revolution took place and risen exponentially. So the rise is exponential kind of rise. And if in this table you would find that the pre-industrial concentration of CO2 was 288 parts per million by volume. Now this has become in 2017 end, this has become 408 parts per million by volume. Similarly for methane, the trend is same. From 848 it has become 1860. For N2O, it has become from 285 to 330. So all of these greenhouse gases, their concentration is constantly on the increase on one side. Also what is happening is, if you see in terms of potential of these gases to cause greenhouse effect, you would find that, and to cause global warming, you would find that if we were to assign 1 unit as the warming potential of CO2, then 21 units, that is 21 more times potent is methane, and 310 times potent is N2O. Similarly, if you see the atmospheric lifetimes, once a CO2 molecule gets into the atmosphere, it will reside there from 50 to 200 years. Methane molecule will reside for 12 years on an average, and N2O will reside for 120 years. So if you really want to control this global warming, the first thing is you would like it to be flushed very fast, and therefore the first control should be coming on methane. And methane is largely coming from the livestock sector because of the meat we eat.